Hello and welcome to the Worn and Wound podcast. My name is Zach Kazan. I am the editorial director at Worn and Wound. We have a fun show for you today. It's the day before Thanksgiving, if you're listening to this podcast on the day it drops. And we have a special Q&A episode for you today, because what better way to spend your Thanksgiving holiday than listening to us answer your questions. I'm joined today by Kat Shoulders, director of content at Worn and Wound. Kat, how's it going?
I actually think I'm media director.
Media director,
a big deal.
Yeah,
I don't even know anymore.
I don't know. Our titles all recently shifted a little bit, and I still have to wonder, like,
just words. That's all it is. It doesn't matter.
Thank you for
I'm here
for the correction. Kat's here. We've also got Jelley, returning champion. That's your title, Ed. Welcome back.
Can we change that on
return champion
over that any day?
Yeah,
so I'll put in a word with Malin maybe, and I'll see if I can get that switched.
You hold the belt, as they say. Welcome back to the podcast. It's good to have you. I like having you on these Q&A episodes because you are a bit of a wild card. I never really know exactly what you're going to say, and I never know what kinds of questions we have. So this could go off the rails. This could be
crazy, or it could be a very predictable Worn and Wound Q&A podcast. I hope not. I hope we're rolling for a good time.
I don't even know how you'd predict something like this.
We did a podcast on Gremlins once.
We did. That was
really anything.
One of our finer moments. I wonder what the poly market, betting markets are like for the Worn and Wound podcast. Do you think people are betting on this? I should check right now.
I think they should. You can bet on anything. It's kind of gross.
Well, listen, I don't want to put my thumb in the scale too much, but I think it's going to be a good episode. Before we get into the questions, let's do a quick wrist check. Kat, what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing a watch that I don't think I've talked about yet publicly.
Oh, wow. This is a Thanksgiving miracle here.
This is my Rolex 16710 Pepsi GMT with what they call an error dial. So the Roman numeral 2 is like not connected. And they called it an error dial. They messed up on it. So yeah, it's cool. I bought it maybe back in the late summer. I just haven't really talked about it with anyone yet. So,
I think I remember you. I think you told me about it.
Yeah.
But you mentioned it in a way that it was obvious you didn't want to broadcast. So I'm glad you're you're sharing it publicly. It's a great watch. It's a true classic. And
it's really cool. It's the red dye that they use on the bezel. I don't know if you can see from the video, but this is actually like a safe queen. It's pre-owned, but the person kept it in the safe. It was pretty much brand new with stickers. But the red faded to pink, so it's kind of, I don't know, I really like it. It's pretty cool, but it's got the nice fade, but yet it's still a brand new watch in a lot of ways. So
that's very cool.
It's some sort of chemical they used for the red dye that year or those years.
Very cool. Congrats, belated congrats on the pickup. But
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, now the questions begin. When is it going to be sold?
I know. That's why that's the curse. It starts now.
Yeah.
Now, is that one of the cases where the error dials is worth more money?
I don't know. I don't really care. Maybe
because they can be.
Maybe a little. I don't know.
Okay. I wish my screw ups were worth more money. If I screwed up, someone's like, "I'm going to pay you more because you made an error."
It's possible.
Really, only in watches that works. I think
that's a good point. Ed, I can see what you're wearing, but why don't you tell?
You can see.
It was in the shot a second ago. But why don't you tell us what?
Yeah, big surprise. The Omega Speedmaster. I don't know. It's a Speedmaster. It's got a Headlight crystal. It's from 2017, but it's got the new bracelet on it. So I like people to think that I paid a lot more money for it than I really did, because Speedmasters are a lot of money now.
They are. They used to be. This is a common refrain. I think,
back in my day, you could buy a Speedmaster for $3,700.
You really could, and you can't.
No, I did. That's exactly what I did, and now they're pushing $10,000, which is cool. I guess I don't know.
I mean, good for them.
That's a lot of cheese.
I don't know if it's a. I think it's a better watch than it was when it was $3,700, but I don't know if it's that much better to warrant it being.
Yeah, no, I mean, the bracelet was really shortcoming for me on the one I had, and I picked up the newer bracelet that fits just fine. A little, not perfect, but you can squeeze it in there, and it looks great, and it's comfortable, and that's it. Yeah, it's a Speedmaster. It's
newer
great.
bracelets are great. Yeah, you can't go wrong. What about you, Zach?
I'm wearing the Zeitwinkel today. I put a different strap on it. I put it's like a charcoal, dark charcoal alligator strap that I got from David Lane Design a few years ago for a different watch that I no longer own. And I think it looks pretty good on this watch.
Cool. Yeah, I love that watch.
Yeah, me too. It's great. All right. Shall we get into questions? Kat, you're you're the keeper of the questions for this episode. And you told me before we hit record that there are a lot of questions and some non-watch related questions this time around. Which,
oh my gosh, there's a lot of this might not even be a watch podcast.
That's fine.
At the end of the episode. That's fine.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of questions. So thanks to everyone that submitted, whether it was through our Slack, through Instagram, or through YouTube. We have some YouTube questions too.
Those are always the spiciest ones, I feel like, the YouTube
They're
questions.
not that spicy this time. Yeah, I was a little disappointed.
YouTube audience
now we did do a hot takes prompt that people answered, which I know you're recording a video soon, Kazan. That one got a lot of responses, and there's a lot of hot takes out there. So I'm very excited for you to record that.
Yeah,
that video.
I saw the doc. You sent me a doc. This is real behind the scenes, but you sent me a document with some of those hot takes pulled out, and I don't know if I want to look at it. I kind of want to be surprised.
Yeah.
But maybe I should prep a little bit for the video. It's good to prep for these things.
First question from Instagram. I'm just going to say it. They just said, "How are you?"
Oh.
How's everyone? Is everyone doing okay? Yeah.
Ed, here. Ed, how are you doing, Ed? Let's let the guest go first.
Oh boy, I'm coming off an extremely stressful couple weeks, but I'm feeling good now. And without divulging any personal information there, I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're glad you're here too, Ed.
Yeah. How about you? Are you well? You guys well?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think I
all right.
Everything's
weird
fine.
Question.
I appreciate that question. Sometimes it's nice just to be asked, how you're doing.
Yeah.
So I deeply appreciate that, but I'm fine. We all have our, little annoyances and struggles, but mostly things are great. Listen, I work in the watch industry. I get to write about, these little, expensive toys for adults that, no one really needs, and it's fun. So what do I really have to complain about? Not a whole lot. There's a lot of good movies. This is actually a really great time of year for me because there's a lot of good movies coming out this time of year. It's like it's Oscar season. All those festival films finally start playing around me. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Thanksgiving as we record. We're a couple weeks out or a week out. So that'll be nice. Yeah, things are good. Kat, how about you? You got some snow in Tennessee. You got snow before I did, so that would affect my mood.
That was so stupid. We had snow for like a day. It didn't belong. It's gone. It's back to like 70.
Tried it out and it's just done. Yeah, we tried it and it didn't. It's not for us.
No. The emoji with or not the emoji, the meme with the dog and everything else is on fire behind it, and he's like, "I'm fine." That's how I feel. I'm telling myself I'm fine. Things are burning down around me.
Just for not literally though, we can see Kat and her house is intact.
Yeah.
So
not literally.
Yeah.
That would be a good question. Like, which emoji are you right now? You ever look at your most used emojis? The ones that I use most are the melting face guy and the upside down smile.
Yeah.
Like those.
Oh, that's that's on my top. That's upside down smile guy and looking sideways eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Yeah. We just created our own question, but I think that's a good. We can tell a lot about someone by which emojis they use most.
It's the age of the internet. We can express ourselves with emojis. It's fine
for sure. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's dive into some questions here. If you were to, this is from Sean in our Slack group. If you were to wear a watch for Thanksgiving on a quick adjust bracelet for the after dinner comfort, which would you choose? Maybe in your own collection that you currently have.
I mean, the one that immediately comes to mind, and I think I actually did wear it to Thanksgiving last year, is my Tudor Black Bay, which has a quick adjust bracelet, which is great for those, those big meals with the high sodium days. I think that's the clear answer for me, because I'm trying to think now what else I have. Oh, I guess the Christopher Ward logo that Kat, you and I both just picked up, that technically does have a quick adjust bracelet, but
does it? I don't even know. Does it have a quick adjust?
At the clasp, has like on each side, it kind of like it just pops out like a very small amount. So
interesting. I'll have to mess around with that.
Yeah, but for me, the answer is the Tudor Black Bay. I guess that's a great quick adjust mechanism on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my Arkin, my Instrumentum from Arkin. It's titanium, super light, super comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a nice little diver extension on it too, which can expand. And it's got a nice little tactile feel to just, I guess, mess around with on Thanksgiving Day when you're avoiding confrontation, maybe.
Yeah. That's a good pick. I love that Arkin. They make good stuff.
What about you, Ed?
For my collection, I would go with the CWC TGN collab. Again, titanium light fixed lug bars, and I've been wearing it pretty exclusively on a Amazon ripoff Garmin Ultra Fit band that is basically an Apple Watch band, but it fits through lugs. So it's stretchy and it's Velcro. And if it's Thanksgiving, I want both of those heavily integrated into my my life. If it was something not in my collection, I would go a Pelagos with the springy clasp because, you don't even got to think about that. It just does it for you.
Yeah. I do like that. I've never worn one of those. Does it actually
It's pretty flexy.
Yeah,
like it's not bad.
Yeah.
I've only handled one at like a watch meetup, but like no extended time. But like that thing, you can it works.
Interesting.
So here's the thing: it has to be pretty tight on your wrist already for it to flex. In my experience, I'm saying this as a former owner, 2-time owner of the Pelagos LHD,
returning champion.
Yeah, returning champion of Pelagos LHD owners. I mean, I found that, like, practically speaking, it doesn't really flex on your wrist all that much unless it's like too tight for comfort. Just my experience.
That's fair.
I mean, maybe other people are wearing it in a different way, or they have different, wrist biology or something. But for me, it's kind of.
I was kind of curious too, because when you typically expand on a bracelet, it just loosens the bracelet up altogether and kind of can jangle around your wrist, or you can move it around a little bit more. But I agree, Zach. I feel like it almost already has to be a little on the tighter side for it to, and then you're just kind of like, and sometimes it's like a relief when you undo the extension and you have like some extra room. It feels kind of like a relief on your wrist. I just wonder how that feels.
I mean, that like spring mechanism is meant for like a dive suit that like contracts and expands. Depending
You guys don't wear neoprene to Thanksgiving?
I mean, I might this year, honestly.
Yeah. Just get in there nice and waterproof.
Considering it, it might be helpful. What's next on the docket?
We've got obviously there's a lot of Thanksgiving questions.
I'm ready for the cranberry sauce question whenever it comes up. It always does.
Yeah, from Sean right off the bat, like cranberry sauce from a can jar or neither. I guess neither would be like homemade.
Yeah, so here's how I break it down. I like it from a can, like at the meal. So we always have both, like we always, my mother makes it, the old fashioned way. And we always have, the can as well. Cause why not? Why wouldn't you have both?
Yeah.
At Thanksgiving dinner, I like to have the canned stuff like on my plate, but for the leftover turkey sandwiches the next day or later that night, even, the homemade stuff, like spread it, like, kind of like nice and thin or thick as you want it. But like, I feel like that's better on a sandwich. And that's that's my favorite thing about Thanksgiving is that sandwich after. So that's my answer. I'm cheating a little because I like both, but that's how I break it down. How about you guys?
Yeah. I go like, I don't love the can. It has like more of a jelly consistency, and I'm not a huge jelly fan.
Excuse me?
Or Jello.
Okay, all right. I don't know if you're taking direct shots at me because I have a silly last name, or
not you, Jelly, not you. But like Jello, I don't love like the gelatin texture, I guess. But I'll eat it. I won't turn it away. But I do prefer like if there's like homemade, I think cranberry sauce personally.
How about you, Em?
If the can's not there, I'm upset. Like I'll eat the homemade stuff. The homemade stuff is fine, but if there's no Ocean Spray can with the ridges served in a cylinder, it's like
it's iconic.
It's upsetting. Yeah. It's just upsetting. You need it, and I will say that horrible texture is part of the appeal because you can really get a fork into it. Yeah. Can't eat sauce with a fork too often, and that's it. You got. I don't discriminate, but I'm upset if there's no can.
We need to do a video around the office where we just ask this question to people to make sure we get everyone's take on the cranberry sauce question.
It's important.
It's very important. We should also do it in the middle of the summer when it's not relevant. I think that'd be fun too.
All right. So next question. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Streets of Araco ask, back home for the holidays, how do you handle family members that don't understand watch collecting? How do you deal?
Well, I'm
going to just go first because I'm being rude. And no one in my family or extended family has ever said a single thing about me wearing a watch.
Yeah.
literally like my in-laws side is like 50 plus people and it's never come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not, it's just a non-issue.
Yep,
Same.
for me.
It literally is not something that comes up at family gatherings. There's other things we discuss. The watches are not really part of the topic of conversation unless the conversation turns to like, job updates or, just like how's life, day to day. It comes up there, but like, I don't need to explain a lot. Like everyone knows I, work in watches and collect watches but it's not something that's like a great big mystery anymore. And it just isn't really something that people are curious about, anymore in any real way. They were at one point, and I think I explained it to a level where people just kind of understood it. And no, I don't get a lot of questions.
And they pay you for that? Okay. All right, let's move on.
How about you, Kat?
Yeah, I think like my mom always asked what I'm wearing. She likes to see what watch I have on, just like I guess for style and everything. But other than that, like no one really talks to me about my watch, sadly. So I don't get to talk about it. I don't have to avoid it because no one asks, I guess. I put a lot of thought into the watch usually that I'm gonna wear, and no one asks about it, which is like pretty normal. It's how every day goes.
You gotta come on a podcast for someone to ask about your watch, I guess, is the moral of the story.
Yeah. All right. So we've got another question. This is from YouTube. What independent or micro brand isn't being talked about enough right now, in your opinion?
Which one isn't being talked about enough right now? It's hard to think of one. I mean, because it's tough to think of one that's like getting, because we spend a lot of time trying to like elevate the ones that are under the radar. That's like a main sort of like, like that's like the premise of what we do here in a lot of ways. I don't know. Ed, Kat, you guys have anything that comes?
I'm just going to go with what's top of mind. I just did a review on the Vario, a Futurist, and I did not know about that brand beforehand, and I was pleasantly surprised. You can read the full review on the site. But they were doing like World War I or II trench watch style watches, and now this one's like a big departure from that. And I thought they did a great job, and the price point was great. And shout out Vario. Go check that out, just because it's top of mind. But
yeah. I'll say Selton is maybe a brand that doesn't get, all of the, attention they deserve. They got a lot of press and attention for that mother of pearl dial that they released that I bought, actually, that I, am, still quite happy with. It's a very, very nice watch. And that was maybe like peak Selton. I feel like it was like a viral watch for like a week, and they really got a lot of attention. But if you look at their catalog, at previous releases, they're doing some pretty interesting things with materials. Lots of really interesting dials, stone dials, and like different things. So you just don't hear them talked about as much as some other brands. And I have a sense maybe they're a little bit more popular in other parts of the world. Maybe they're based in, someone will correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're based in Singapore or Hong Kong. I apologize if I've gotten that wrong, but they make a lot of really good stuff, and they're taking chances and doing things in an interesting way. Yeah. I'll shout out Selton.
I've got a couple. One is Kyo, who is a brand based in Japan. They've been coming to the fairs, I think, for the last few years, and we just started carrying them in the shop as well. I think they're really beautiful watches if you like smaller, more vintage inspired. I kind of love everything they're doing. I love every single watch they really put out. And really great people too behind the brand. And then another one that just like strikes me always when I see it in person is Awake. Their dials are really cool, how they play with lume. I'm always like just pleasantly surprised that more people aren't talking about them, and the dial textures and stuff that they use. So yeah, that's kind of top of mind for me. There's a ton of others. I know I'm leaving off this list, but
those new Awake Mosaic dials that they had them on display at Windup, and they just recently kind of like launched publicly. We will link to the article in the show notes, but those are absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Really, really cool stuff from them. That brand has a really interesting trajectory, because the watches they make now are nothing like the watches they were making when I was introduced to the brand, which was like really high concept, kind of strange stuff that was like based, like they were like NASA watches, and they were based on blockchain. Very weird.
Remember that?
Yeah. and like they've really shifted gears in I think a positive way, and that they have kind of like a signature design language now with the way that they execute Loom in particular. So yeah, really, that's a really cool brand.
Yeah. All right, we got a movie question. Actually, we have a few. Excellent. I'm not going to be able to answer this one, but maybe you two will. I know, Kazan, for sure you. Who's your favorite Sopranos character?
Oh, man, that's so hard. I mean, the most complex character is Tony, obviously. Like, it's his story. It's really all about like his arc, and just one of the great characters in fiction ever across any medium, I think. The character that like makes me laugh the most, that because the more I watch The Sopranos, the more I realize it's a comedy as much as anything, is Christopher.
And who's that?
That's Tony's nephew.
Okay.
Kind of like the young kind of like up and coming, mafia figure. And Michael Imperioli is the actor who plays him. He's just a great actor, really just great, hysterical, like so many like iconic line deliveries, just really good. I just love all the like little supporting characters too. It's really hard to pick just one character.
Yeah.
But I mean, I find something different. Like every time I go back to the series, like I find something different that I love. But like Tony Soprano is like one of the most complex, rich characters in any television show, movie, book that I've ever encountered. So just endlessly kind of fascinating. Ed, are you a Sopranos guy?
I watched it once all the way through about 10 years ago. So it's not top of mind, but I always just I like Paulie Walnuts. I mean,
yeah,
is
that a character named Paulie Walnuts?
Yeah, he's a great goon. He's very funny. Just the antics that when he's on screen is great. The double, the pinky and the pointer point, it's classic.
Yep.
Very funny.
Great stuff.
Well, I haven't seen it yet.
Maybe I'll watch it over Christmas 28 break. Years ago or something, right?
It's a great thing to watch over a long like holiday period, honestly. Like it's
maybe I'll dive into that for sure. Our second movie question, this might take some thought. What is our Letterboxd style top 4 movies?
Oh man, I don't my cell phone's in the other room. I could go grab it and tell you.
Your literal Letterboxd. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually,
I don't have a Letterboxd. I haven't kept up with mine.
I'm gonna see if I can access it on my laptop here. Ed,
we're talking like top how many of all time?
4.
Oh jeez.
It's tough. Yeah.
I don't even know. I mean, I probably got to go with like Jurassic Park is probably number 1.
Yeah, same for me.
I don't know.
I have my Letterboxd
so bad on the spot. Go ahead. Let's say top 4.
So Jurassic Park is in there. Yeah. That's always in there. I haven't updated this in a while, but it's pretty accurate. So I've got Jurassic Park, Arrival, a time on screen classic. We did an episode on Arrival a while back.
Yeah.
David Lynch's Mulholland Drive, which I actually rewatched within the last week or so. Fantastic film. And Zodiac, David Fincher's heartwarming.
We have two of the same movies, Kazan.
Jurassic and Zodiac.
And Zodiac, yeah.
I mean, Jurassic Park is a perfect movie. Like it's just great. Where would you go with this, Kat?
Oh man, I'm looking through my Jurassic Park, Zodiac. These are wildly different. Jurassic Park, Zodiac, Mrs. Doubtfire.
There you go.
And There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, another time on screen.
So that's my 4. Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm gonna cop. I can't think about things like this on the spot. That's like too big of a question.
Deep.
Would there'd be an alien film, right? I mean, you're a big alien.
Yeah. I would probably put. I don't know, but then if I'm like putting a sci-fi in the top one, like I think I like Dune. Like I think just Dune 1 and 2 were just like so freaking epic and well done, and I love the books. Yeah. And then like being able to watch the movie shortly after finishing the books was like, whoa, this is like literally page to screen. Fantastic sci-fi. Some of the alien movies are up there. They're largely pretty bad, except for like 2.5 of them. So we've been through that. What do I watch? I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
It's tough. It's a tough one.
Jurassic Park. I'm just gonna cop out and say that's number 1, and then everybody else can be.
Is Jurassic Park maybe is that like Warren and Wound's most? Is that like the consensus favorite?
All of a certain age, and if it's not your favorite movie, then like. I feel like there's like a 30% chance if you're born between, 80 and 95, right?
Yeah.
Are we all in there? Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I think that, maybe Malin and Kyle would argue for Back to the Future, which we just did a time on screen episode on. That's not a touchstone movie for me personally. I have a lot of respect for it.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
That's slightly older. That's like if you're in the beginning of that, age plays into it. We're all nostalgic creatures, and really, it's hard to beat that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm nostalgic for the early 2000s, which is why Mulholland Drive is so important to me.
Yeah,
but,
I get that.
Yeah. Good question.
Clueless might end up making like the fifth for me.
Yeah,
it might slide in there. Yeah. That was a fun question. I love movie questions. I don't think we have any more, sadly, but all right, let's dive back into our watch questions. Curious to get the team's GPHG reactions, specifically on the challenge category, since that's the most in our wheelhouse. Any thoughts?
So the challenge category, that was Dennison won the challenge category, unless I'm mistaken. And I was very happy to see that. I really like what Dennison's been doing. The watches they've put out over the last year and a half or so since they resurfaced. We have an article as we record this. We're working on a little kind of like wrap up, article, our thoughts on the GPHG. So I won't spoil that too much, or I guess it'll be out by the time this podcast airs. But I mean, my kind of like the way I think about the GPHG always is that like it, the nominations are always a lot more interesting than the brands that end up winning. Like every once in a while, you'll get something that's like really like genuinely cool and different that wins. Dennison might be a good example of that this year. But when I'm looking through the nominations, I always think like, man, like wouldn't it be cool if this brand like won? And it almost never happens. It does sometimes. Like Christopher Ward won, a few years ago for the Bel Canto. That was a great moment, but a lot of times it just doesn't. So it's sort of like I sort of liken it to like the Oscars. That comparison's made a lot, but I sort of think of them in the same way. Like the most interesting stuff is the stuff that gets like nominated and doesn't get the ultimate prize. And then there's also the whole like kind of like inherent pay for play nature of the GPHG, which is, I mean, that just is what it is. Like brands submit themselves, and they pay a fee to be considered. And, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that. It's just important to understand that that's what the awards are. So
yeah,
you have to always have to keep that in the back of your mind.
What about you, Ed? Any thoughts?
I'll be honest, not really. Again, the whole like you pay to get into it. And then like it just seems like a club where you got to pay to get in, and then like you get presented an award that you had to pay to be a part of. And I don't know how much merit you can really garner from that. If I'm, I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but like, it's like pay to win in video games. You unlock your gun that you handed over 3,500 credits for, and it's like, all right, well, yeah, you're going to be better. Like. Cool like participation trophy, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I mean, the watches are cool. No hate to the brands, but like, I don't know. The whole vibe is like weird for me. There's some cool stuff in there, but
yeah, I will say I enjoy voting as a member. Like it's fun. It's a fun process to go through, but I always am bummed because I know that there's brands and there's watches that are just clearly never gonna see the light of day. They're not gonna win, but it's still kind of a fun exercise to do. I'm, glad that someone thought of me to be a part of it. But yeah, I don't hold a ton of merit to the awards. It doesn't change anything for me in terms of the watches that I like or the watches that, need to pay attention to. It does feel very much like, pay to play in a way, and did the most marketing or had the most budget sort of ends up winning. But I'd be interested to talk to a brand that was a winner or even just an attendee and get their take on it at some point too. From a brand's perspective, they may think very differently. So that'd be kind of interesting.
I have a feeling that brands would say, I think a lot of them like kind of off the record would probably agree with the sort of like, the fuzziness of the whole pay to play thing. But I think they would also say that it really does like shine a light on, the industry at large. And, if you're nominated or especially if you win, it can have like a pretty big impact on, on sales and visibility. And I think that's like a genuinely valuable thing. It is a marketing exercise at the end of the day. And like marketing is how these brands, grow and survive. So, I don't speak for any brands, obviously. I just have a feeling that that's, probably what they would, communicate, to a large extent. And I think there's value in that, especially to the extent that it like, celebrates watchmaking and celebrates the industry. But that's a positive thing that the GPGH does.
Totally. All right. Let's find another question here. Oh, this is kind of interesting. what's the best all-round solar watch in your opinion? Solar watch. I have to think about that for a second.
I mean, I'm partial to my Citizen Echo Drives. Like I have, several of them now, and they're just very good, reliable watches. But like it's whatever solar watch you pick, I think like you're picking a technology that's like it's like a very practical, good tech, and there's a lot of options now, which is a good thing. But I was wearing literally a Citizen Echo Drive watch earlier this weekend, and, that I actually hadn't put on for a while, and just really, really cool watch. It's like still keeping great time after like being sort of like in the dark for like almost a year. Like, that's impressive.
They are fun. I've got one sitting like back on my photography desk. I just keep it upstairs. It's like kind of the watch I have just hanging around in case I don't put one on or something.
Mm-hmm.
It gets quite bright up here, and I'm right by a window, so I'll charge it sometimes. But for me, like I just like I've had a G-Shock that is just solar powered and charged, and I feel like it's kind of the best G-Shock that you can get because already they're incredibly tough. But then add on to that, you never have to change a battery. Like that's just kind of like the best watch you can have. So I would just say like a solar G-Shock, like squared. I'll be specific, 5600 squared series. Yeah.
How about you, Ed?
The Seiko Pro Spec stuff is cool. I mean, you get all the rough and tough Seiko ability, and you don't have to change a battery. My Safarni, I believe that is solar.
Oh yeah, and, Safarni, that's good.
You just throw that thing in the window for a couple minutes, and it jumps back to life, and then you just go about your business.
Yeah.
Would either of you guys ever consider like a more luxury solar powered watch? I'm thinking about the Cartier Tank Muss, with solar powered, which I don't think is in production anymore. But is that something that you would go for?
Is that Omega solar powered? Or maybe not the Skywalker? Is that a solar powered watch, or is that a battery?
I think that's a battery, but we can double check.
For some reason, I was thinking it was solar. But yeah, I don't know. I'm open.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't think I'm a tank guy, but like, if I were to like give it as a gift to my wife or something, I think that would be a very easy, don't have to think about it, just wear it and go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big quartz guy, so
yeah,
all for it.
Same.
Don't sell yourself short. You can pull off a tank. Anyone can. It's a classic. You can totally do it.
It's just not for me. I'm sure I could pull it off, but
I can't wait till you enter your tank era, Ed. It's going to be great.
Coming.
Yeah. I've learned I'm not like a rectangular watch person. I'm actually trying to sell my Fears archival that I had made custom. I've had it for maybe a couple years now, and I just don't bond with it. I don't bond with that like case shape for some reason. It's not, I like it aesthetically on other people, but then when I wear it, it just feels weird. It looks weirdly, I don't know. I don't love it.
You've got to wear it long enough so that the circular watches feel weird when you put those on.
That's the problem. I have too many watches.
Yeah.
All right. What is your all-time favorite food that you enjoy on Thanksgiving? What's your favorite food item?
I mean, I kind of already gave it away with the leftover turkey sandwiches. Like that's truly like my favorite.
But the sandwich is made up. I guess that's a food. I guess that's a thing.
It's like the
component.
Specific.
Single component.
Single component.
I mean, single component.
Man.
Top three ranked choice voting.
So not turkey as a single component. It needs other things to make it good. I like stuffing, like and
box or homemade.
Both.
Okay. A stovetop. Again, I'll eat the homemade sausage stuffing, but if there's no stovetop box, it's got to be there next to that can.
I like the high and the low. Mashed potatoes are great.
You're naming a lot. You have to have a favorite.
I can't resist. Someone else go. Someone else pick.
I'm going to go with homemade sweet potato casserole with a lot of brown sugar.
That's very Southern.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the mashed potatoes. A nicely mashed potato. You can't really mess with that.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Mashed potatoes are good. I could just eat mashed.
That could be the meal. If they're like, "Hey, you're gonna come over and we're gonna give you a full pound of mashed potatoes, and then you can leave," I would be a happy person.
Oh
That's
man,
fine with me.
The you can leave is key. That's I need an exit
20
strategy.
minutes. You get in here. You're gonna eat a whole mess of potatoes, and then we're gonna send you out the door.
Yeah,
I love it.
Send me away. All right. Good question. Let's think about that Thanksgiving meal. What's next?
I know. Excited. How many more Speedmaster variation releases will there be between now and whenever Swatch lets Omega release a new watch? How many Speedmaster variations will there be before now and then? I don't know.
I think this question, am I reading this question correctly that they're kind of like poking fun at the endless period? Because I feel like they've slowed down a bit on that. I think that like there aren't as many, like it used to be kind of a joke that like, every week there was a new limited edition Speedmaster and like there's just never ending. I feel like it has kind of quieted down a bit on the Speedmaster front. A lot of it's been transferred to like the Moon Swatch.
Mm-hmm.
We had endless Moon Swatches now, but I feel like Omega is not pumping out as many Speedmasters as they
and they're teasing as of today. They're teasing what looks to be like maybe a new Planet Ocean. I've seen some, I don't know, some leaks. It doesn't look pretty. So we'll see if they're actually true. But they've been teasing that for like 2 weeks now. It's been quite a while.
The Olympics are coming up, so that's a opportunity for Omega to kind of like pump some new stuff into the ecosystem.
New speedies, yeah.
But
Ed, what do you think? More
wearing a Speedmaster at this very moment.
Yeah.
A very normal Speedmaster, might I say. There's no cool things on the dial. It doesn't cost double for some reason. There's no ceramic case. It doesn't have it doesn't reference an obscure phase of the moon that only happens once every 8 years.
Come on.
I'm disappointed. It needs to be the Moonshine, Moon Gold, Harvest Moon, Red Moon, Moon Swatch, or else bust.
You're stealing my bit, Ed, making fun of the Moon Swatch.
That's your bit specifically? I think that's a lot of us.
Lots of people do that now. Lots of people do that.
It's rough out there. No, I don't know, man. Omega's going to Omega and Swatch is going to Moon Swatch, and we're just going to have a bunch of them, and then none of them are really going to hit, and then they'll probably sell enough to keep making more. And we're in this horrible cycle of let's change one thing and then sell it.
Yeah. Do we think there's going to be another Moon Swatch, let's say? What's the over-under? There's one more Moon Swatch between now and the end of the year.
I wouldn't take that bet. I would not bet like.
I think there's going to be one. I don't think there's another one.
I think there'll be another one between now and the end of December. Yeah, I think there'll be.
I think we should be concerned if they don't release another one. That should be like.
Are you okay, Swatch?
Yeah. Are you okay? That's the indicator. Like they don't come on a podcast and say that they're okay. They put out another Moon Swatch.
Yeah, I mean just in time for Christmas. Heck
exactly. Christmas season.
Get the people frothing at the mouth at the mall.
Moon Swatch.
What I'm kind of curious about is will Swatch partner with another Swatch Group brand to make another plastic watch? Because this was the speculation.
That's a good question.
Back before the Blancpain, the plastic 50 pound, whatever they're calling it. There was all sorts of speculation about will they do like a Seamaster version of this? Will they go with another Swatch Group brand? Is it going to continue? Are they going to continue to iterate across the Swatch Group? And I feel like that conversation's kind of died down a little bit because the Blancpain Swatch collaboration didn't like catch fire in the same way.
I don't think it did either.
That the Moon Swatch did, which is understandable because the 50 Fathoms is not nearly the household name that the Speedmaster is.
I think they could totally lean into the Seamaster range, and then you have Bond that you have, and I think they can do a lot.
You don't
with
think
that.
they're going to do a plastic version of the Harry Winston Ocean Date moon phase?
I was just going to say, that's the brand I want.
Completely decked out in diamonds.
Now you really are stealing my bit because I really that to me would be the absolute funniest one.
Let me get the plastic watch with 121 baguette cut diamonds, but since it's the plastic one, we'll do baguette cut glass. Just make it really sharp and horrible.
If Swatch wants me to buy a Swatch Group brand bioceramic collab, they'll do one with Harry Winston. Like that's the one I'm going for.
The second choice is Breguet. I would, Breguet numerals rendered in plastic is really going to be a sight to behold.
Are they Breguets?
That's
really interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Crafting emotions for 250 years, and now we're made out of plastic, and you can't service it. So good luck, stupid.
A Breguet that can't be serviced. That is poetic.
Yeah. Wow, I love that. All right, let's dive into our next question. What's the best dial color for Thanksgiving? Brown, orange, degradé brown?
Well, I mean, whatever color you like, I mean, fall colors make sense, reds and browns and earth tones, but I don't know that there's a Thanksgiving dial color. That's not something I consciously think about, although the Black Bay that I wore has a red bezel that's fall adjacent, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I try not to lock myself into a particular, color or seasonality when it comes to these things. Do you have any thoughts on this? Do you ideal
no,
dial?
I think I'm just down to all black dials right now. Maybe actually no, that's a lie. That's actually a lie. There's the Worn Around collabs that are not black dials, but I don't know. Usually I try and dress a little nicer than like, a black t-shirt. So class it up a little bit.
Yeah. I think that kind of what's more important is just like wearing a watch that you kind of want to look at throughout the day, on Thanksgiving, more than the color specifically. Just like a cool watch that you're going to stare at for a little while as everyone's taking a nap and stuff.
And just check what time it is. Like, we can leave at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, when I get out of here. Kat, do you have a specific a watch that you will wear on Thanksgiving? Is this something you've given?
I haven't really put a thought into it. I always get dressed that day, and then I always get dressed first, and then I'm like, what goes with what I'm wearing, and then I kind of pick it last. Yeah. So just like whatever. I tend to lean away from things that are like really expensive in my collection if I'm going to like a family gathering, because I do want to try to avoid any sort of how much was that. So I probably won't wear the watch I'm wearing today.
Yeah.
This error dial GMT.
This
basically new spec with stickers. Don't you worry about it.
I wear something fun. I'm around, kids and nephews, and I try to think about that too sometimes, is maybe something fun that they'll engage with. But
solar power G-Shock. There you go.
Solar power G-Shock. Yeah, there you go. All right. I don't know if you want to answer this, but someone asked, how many watches do we each personally own? I don't think I've not done a head count in a long time, but I can say definitely plus 15 to 20, probably in that range.
I mean, I have a good idea of this because I actually just bought I realized I had watches kind of like on every surface, and I needed like a box to like put some of the excess ones in. So I have at least 36 watches in boxes. But I will say, like, a lot of them are like, like that includes, the promotional things that have been sent to me for free, over the years. Like that's literally like kind of like everything, and like watches that are not part of, like the core collection. I would say like watches that I really cycle through that are, quote unquote keepers that I love, that are like mainstays in the collection. It's like less than 10 probably. Yeah. But if you were just counting up like all of the watches like in my home, it's like probably between 36 and like low 40s, I would say. But nice. I think it's not nice. It's too many. But but I think like I'm experiencing something that I think a lot of watch people experience at one point or another. You end up with a lot of stuff that is just sort of like incidental. That is not really watches that like maybe you don't count towards like your like the collection that you're cultivating. They just sort of like things you've acquired that exist.
For sure, I've got some of those. What about you, Ed?
I'm at like 10. Yeah, probably like 4 of which being like quote unquote heavy hitters for me, and then like a couple of mid-tier guys, and then like a couple of sentimental ones that I can't get rid of, and then like the drawer dwellers where you just chuck them in that drawer, and maybe you'll see them again and maybe you won't, and then you forget about it, and then you say that's cool, but the battery's dead or it needs a service, and then it goes back in the drawer, and then that's where it'll live until I'm dead probably.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, that's a problem for the next generation.
Yeah.
But no, you get a bunch of you're in an industry of watches and gear, you get like a bunch of weird crap that like thank you kindly. Straight into the drawer.
Yeah. I've done a good job over the years. We to your point, Kazan, like we've been given promotional stuff. Just FYI, we never trade watches for reviews or anything like that on Worn Around, but brands do just gift us watches, especially around the holidays. And I just tend to give those away now. I give them away to my brothers or, my mom. She's got a bunch of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Family members, kids and things like that. So I don't have a lot of those hanging around anymore, but I certainly have like the G-Shocks and like a couple Seikos that I just have hanging around. I don't really
try doing a video on 5 Casios under X dollars, and then like they're all over there. Like I don't know.
Yeah, Kat, to your point of and both of you guys made this point. We've all made it about the things that you're kind of like given that you acquire. I recently went through an exercise where I went through all the totes from like all those from every
Watches and Wonders
event and and other trade shows and I had like close to 100. of these freaking totes that were just like totes and totes and totes. And so
you should get a quilt made. You should have them make a quilt.
That's a Rhonda Reich. Shout out Rhonda. I remember coming out of Watches and Wonders one year and talking to her, and she said that she was going to do exactly that and make a quilt out of her totes. But I was able to to give some away, some totes away, and just literally in the last week. So I've gotten that number down to a more manageable amount. I do not need 100 totes. Like that's insane.
That's a lot.
Same with hats. I had like a hat collection. Yeah. I don't really wear hats, and it was just like a fungus growing in my home here. And so I've done some hat management, and those are a good thing to give away. Like those are nice things to give away, like watch meetups and things. Just like have a hat.
I had a lot of hats too. I've purged. Goodwill's got a lot of great hats hanging around. But I still have a lot of my tote bags because I just end up using them for just random things, and I throw a few in the car, and I take a few camping, and then if they get trashed, I just end up trying to wash them later on, and they just end up in the garage somewhere. But I don't have that many. I've not accumulated that many yet.
I was like shocked when I realized how many I had. I was like, oh my God, that's like, that's actually
the last
insane.
few years have been very tote bag heavy at Watches and Wonders. I think I brought like 8 back last year in my suitcase. Because they were nice. Some of them I think are pretty nice.
Some of them are great. They're really they're high. A lot of them are like very high quality.
So. Yeah. If you're going to get into the watch industry, it should be for the totes.
It's the totes.
Like it's the totes.
Yeah. And the hats.
Not the people, but the totes we collected along the way.
I'm not sure how to read this next question. It says turkey or turducken. What is turducken?
It's when you stuff a chicken inside of a duck inside a turkey and then you cook it. And I don't know if it only exists in lore or if anybody's actually done that.
It's real.
Wait, what?
Do you know anyone who's eaten a turducken though?
I've eaten a turducken.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I have.
Is it horrible Lovecraftian nightmare?
Wait, so it's a chicken stuffed in a turkey?
No,
it's a chicken and a duck and a turkey.
And a turkey.
Very important to get that order right.
Wow. How do you cook that? You cook them individually and then stuff
medium rare all the way down.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding. You don't do that.
I forget the exact circumstances of when I had a turducken. It was at some sort of maybe it was like a wedding or something. I don't know. It was like at a function of some kind. It wasn't made. It was a catered thing, if I remember correctly. But it was an interesting kind of experiment. It's not something I would ever go for. Turkey's not my favorite. Like I don't love turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if you jam 2 other animals in it?
That
doesn't up the appeal for you?
It doesn't. It really, really doesn't. I'm glad I tried it, but it's not something I feel like I need to return.
I'm shocked. I'm just glad I know somebody who's tried a turducken now. I don't think I know anyone else who's ever experienced
we're
that.
out here.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so that's going to be a turkey for me. I'm not going to. That's my answer.
Yeah.
It seems to be a lot of work to make a turducken.
Yeah.
We barely make it through the mac and cheese. We're responsible for mac and cheese in our house. And it's like, we can't be shoving birds and cooking that. Like, we got enough problems with the mac and cheese.
For sure. What's the size, Ed, of your, are you going to a huge family gathering or is it just you?
We're like 50 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a lot.
That seems like a nightmare. I don't know.
It's fine. People. It's fine. The kids run in a pack. They get feral, sneaking candy and soda. It's honestly, it's nice. People. It's nice. Yeah, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of freaking people. It's like extended family.
Do you get to do you have personal interactions with everyone at that Thanksgiving dinner?
50 people shouting, personal interactions. Usually you find a good stair to sit on because the tables are reserved for the elders and
this literally sounds like my nightmare. Sitting on the stairs at Thanksgiving.
All
I want
style.
is to just relax. I just want to relax.
Yeah.
Usually my side of the family is chill and quiet and we eat dinner there. But my mom's bailing for vacation this year. So we're going straight to 50 people.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's great. It's great. I can't complain. It's just a lot. But I'm glad we don't have to do the double stop with 2 kids, which is nice.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Always fun. But yeah.
I wonder if your kids would like turducken. I feel like
they would not. They would not like turducken. They barely are okay with food. They're in the picky phase. They'll eat sushi. They'll put you out $150 of sushi. But
oh wow,
God forbid there's a chicken cutlet served. It's like what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Oh man, a sushi Thanksgiving dinner actually sounds fantastic. That would be great.
That does sound great.
An idea is hatched.
All right, well, I think we have time for maybe one, maybe two more.
Yeah, let's see. We got a couple more in the tank here, I think.
All right. Here's sort of a gear-ish question. What are some of your favorite recent accessory or garment pickups?
Ed, I think you're kind of more like gear oriented than me. Why don't you take a crack at this? And feel free to plug your own gear, by the way. You have a little gear operation.
I got a little gear operation going. I'm making cases for the Apple Watch Ultra that turns it into a miniature phone-like device, so you can free up your wrists. You don't got to wear that thing. You stick it in your pocket and use it like a phone, and then throw your phone into a drawer with all your old watches. So I've been doing that for a couple months now, and we're like, I think we sold around 800 so far, which is a lot when you are doing that with your wife at the kitchen table. So if you need to make me busier and your Apple Watch is just sitting around, you can check that out. Garments. I got a nice sweater. I don't know. I got a nice sweater from J.Crew. It's very comfortable.
It's always nice.
It's a basket weave cotton sweater. Don't really like wearing wool because I run hot in terms of sweaters. So shout out to the cotton basket weave sweater.
There you go.
From J.Crew.
Very cool.
I can't think of a garment or a piece of gear. I haven't really bought a whole lot recently.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of went a little nuts with the watch stuff this year.
Yeah.
I realized I bought too many watches, and so I don't have a ton left in the reserves for other things. So yeah, I don't have a good answer for this. Kat, do you want to shout out any gear or anything you picked up recently?
Yeah, I was at the local REI recently, and they have sort of a section in the back that is like pre-owned gear and clothing and stuff that people return, basically. And I found this great Arc'teryx like puffer jacket that's normally like $400. It was $100 and looked brand new. I mean, it probably had been tried on once. Still had the tags on it, and yeah, it was just a great deal. Yeah. So if you have an REI, definitely rummage through the back area. I got a great sleeping bag while I was there too. Not pre-owned, it was brand new. But yeah, the jacket, just like, it's awesome. I love that brand. I love a lot of their stuff they do. They're expensive. I try to buy pre-owned when I can, but they're well made and they keep you so warm. And I went on a sort of a cold camping trip and it kept me pretty toasty. So
nice.
Yeah, it's a cool pickup.
I did that buy once, cry once with the jacket. Like I have that Patagonia down hoodie, and I bought that like 3 or 4 years ago, and like every time it's cold enough to wear, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I spent the money on this because it rocks.
Same.
I did buy some bad gear though. I bought like I did a little car camping trip and just went full Amazon for it. So like my sleeping bag says "soul out" on it, which is really weird. It was like $25 and it was fine. I was plenty warm. I guess it wasn't that bad, but like, I don't know. You don't have to spend a ton of money on gear depending on how much you're going to use it. But it was just, the Amazon brand names really kill me.
Yeah.
I only bought that because it said "soul out" on it, and I wanted to make a joke, and I did, and it was worth it.
Love it. Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode.
All right. Well, hey, that was good. That was a lot of good questions. It really made me think about Thanksgiving dinner a lot.
I'm starving now. Like, I'm very hungry. I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't know. You guys can't help me with that because we're all in different parts of the country. But I need a snack.
Well, Ed, go get a snack. Go regulate that blood sugar. And
we're dropping.
Thank you, Ed and Kat, for joining me on the podcast. It's always fun to do these Q&As. And thank you to everyone for listening. Happy Thanksgiving if you're listening to this anytime during Thanksgiving week. We're thankful for you for your listenership and dedication to the podcast all year long. And we will see you again, or you'll hear us again in a week's time. Until then, take care.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks, guys.